In the ring here, gonna open up a Ringside Exclusive Elite figure of The Undertaker from a very specific time period down to a very specific match. We'll talk about that time period and match and this figure, what it comes with here as we open it up. Obviously very specifically Summerslam of 2001. We got cage details all over it because it was a cage match for the WWF Tag Team Championship and the WCW Tag Team Championship. It's going to be one set of Tag Team Champions at the end. Giant spoiler here. This is The Undertaker and Kane. This is definitely the biker time period of The Undertaker and came out to Rollin'. That is referenced on the box. Of course, if you watched it on the WB Network or on Peacock, they have sadly replaced the song. So that's why it's good to keep your DVDs and whatnot. Look at this, we got a big SummerSlam stage fold out. Pretty cool there. Got the Titantron and some of the railing and stuff. It's a nice bonus there. But we just have one participant of the match. We have a 2001 Undertaker here. Got his little beanie, removable. Definitely a lot more like his hair of that time. Not jet black for, the dark style Undertaker. This is more, more his real personality, not just the character. But he has this removable and kind of stretchy plastic tank top, which is weird because you kind of get this kind of thing going on with the kind of belly shirt coming off that doesn't quite fit. It's probably needed to be a tiny bit longer, but then they wanted you to see like the belt and stuff, so I get that. I think maybe it's kind of stretchy like this because you could kind of do the straps down kind of thing. Hold it down. It doesn't look super great like that. But technically, just the way this is all kind of elasticy does kind of work. Although his shirt wasn't made of plastic, it's got this shine. It's like, but he's got like, a tattoo on his stomach that you don't see very often. Also, the BSK Pride tattoo means Bone Street Crew, his old kind of group of friends backstage in his wrestling career, like with Yokozuna and Mr. Fuji, Paul Bear, the Godwins, which one would later become Midian, of course, in the Ministry, Brian Adams or Crush, Savio Vega, Godfather, Rikishi. Bone, not so much as in graveyard Undertaker stuff, but bones like dominoes. They used to play dominoes a lot. Call them bones. I can tell this is already inaccurate because there's no Sarah tattoo on his neck. Sarah, his ex-wife, came to the ring with him for this SummerSlam match, this cage match. That would have been a detail to include, but he's since removed that tattoo. Kind of open hands, like chokeslam kind of hands, and then the others are kind of tighter, more accessory holding hands. No chain. He used a chain in this match. But let's face it, the real accessory here, aside from the shades, I always have a problem getting the shades to go on very well, but the real reason you're getting this is because it's the first time Mattel has done a WCW Tag Team Championship. It's actually one of my favorite belts just from the look of it. I love the little globe and the way it is, but there's no red detailing on the sides, and the real title had these WCW logos in red. This should have been red at the top, so we got kind of an underdone WCW tag title, and since it's a tag title, we should have two, but you're only getting one in the package, so you'd have to get two Undertakers, which I didn't feel the need to do, even though I really like this WCW tag title belt, and I really want it for my WCW collection. So really, this should have been a two-pack with Kane. Not 100% accurate, but this style of tank top kind of Kane probably should have came with him, so you could get two tag belts. Especially since I kind of missed out on the Elite style one. This is just a basic in this costume, so I would love to have the chance to get an Elite Kane of this attire, approximately. And since it was a unification match, it might have even came with the WWF tag title, but, maybe that's just an extra thing we didn't need. Mostly the important thing was getting a WCW tag title for the first time. Looks good, but it's missing those couple details. But this was the main get of this. But I'm gonna need two, so I'm worried now that if they do release another figure with the WCW tag title, is it going to have the red detailing one on it and this one does not, so then they won't even match, and I'll want two with the correct coloring, so I can't super recommend this set unless you're doing like an Undertaker career collection, so you want to have this very specific time, during the WCW and ECW invasion where they had the WCW tag titles were still active. So it's just yet another championship in the list of championships The Undertaker has held. So it does work like that. If you want to leave it in the package, the packaging looks really good. If you want to open up, display him with his WCW tag belt, he went into the match as WCW tag champion. left with both WWF tag title and WCW tag title. Very thin strap there. I feel like you're very worried to be stretching this a lot. And then that little gap is going to get closed better if you do put on the WCW tag title. Then we're back to covering up his belt on his pants anyway. It does just reach, and then they have made it where the pegs will actually go through the belt, unlike some of those Japan figures I've been opening where the belt doesn't close anymore. But that's going to fix the gap with the tank top look. By the end of the match, he had this off. So do you want his entrance into the match or the after the fact, where he'll need another championship on his waist, or at least carrying? Honestly, I never like these kind of accessories because they never sit on quite that well. He's looking a little weakened at Bernie's, a little disheveled and a little crooked because it's just, they just don't stay on that well. They used to do the kind of trick where there would be like slots where the shades would kind of go inside the hair, but they haven't done that in a while. That worked fairly well. Again, Elite, so I mean the legs are big, thick Undertaker, you know, baggy pant legs, but it has the full articulation and stuff. It's going to be awesome. Another big missing thing here, if you don't have Kane to go with this, how about the opponents? Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon. Whenever they do like a very specific match like this, I'm always like, well, I can't like recreate the match because you haven't made a Canyon figure. There is a DDP that would be okay for this time, but I don't have that. Again, this Undertaker is a little just outside of my collection range almost, but he was kind of this general appearance in the WWF No Mercy video game, although that one he's coming out to the American Badass theme, not the Rollin' like this one was. So a little later, I'm starting to bleed outside my normal range of collecting here with this one, but I kind of want this tag title and I'm probably going to give it to a WCW figure. There's plenty of options at this point, although, you know, the more the better. And then maybe just kind of keep this as like a, you know, the biker American Badass style Taker for at later time, especially with the hair, you know, very specific, you know, letting his natural color kind of go. So it is a great Undertaker figure with the likeness and accessories and everything. Removable tank top, got his elbow pad and everything, which does kind of limit some of the arm movement on that side, but it is fairly soft. It doesn't block it too much, but it does a little bit. But without some of the figures to go with this kind of match, I'd really like a Canyon. Especially from that match, he was the WCW United States champion, so you could get another chance to get that belt. Or frankly, I just want the figure. But not a particularly famous match, even though DDP was trying to make himself famous off of taking on The Undertaker. But for me, DDP was already famous, so he didn't need this, and it was just a massacre match anyway, because DDP had been like messing with The Undertaker's wife, so it was just like a pure revenge, like locking him in the cage and just beating him down. So I get why we didn't get, you know, two packs to complete this not that famous of a match, but I just look at this and it's like, this is good as like a career highlight, like, okay, this is the time Undertaker was the WCW Tag Team Champion. Okay, it works for an Undertaker collection like that, but I'm looking for a little bit more here. I'm mostly wanting the WCW tag title, but again, it's got issues, and when am I going to get another one to go with it so I can have a complete tag team? I don't know. Really don't have to buy 2 Undertaker figures just for it. So nice figure, mostly for the accessory of the title belt. I generally collect from the time period of those Nintendo 64 wrestling games, just because those were games I played so much, and that was like the time period I really enjoyed wrestling a lot. WCW and WWF. So leave a like if you like seeing this look at the Undertaker figure, Mattel's first WCW Tag Team Championship belt. And you might want to stick around. I open up all my other wrestling figures and other collectibles here. You can see what else I got going on. You might find something you like. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video.